Hello, this is Survival-gyver, and this week's book is The Pocket Guide to Prepping Supplies. More than 200 items you can't be without by Patty Hahne. Now, this may look really familiar from another book of hers called The Pocket Guide to Prepper Nuts. So, I did this one a few weeks ago. This one now, I think there's 4 in this series, and I only got 2 of them. So this is things you cannot do without. This is this is like a long-term prep setup. All sorts of things in no particular order. They even tell you in the beginning, no particular order. Most of this stuff an average person already has. There are some significantly more expensive or things that you need training on, such as welding and oxyacetylene, torches and such in there to repair or build equipment. So that's a little bit involved, but it does have a lot of good uses. Now you'll notice my hand looks huge in this because this is a book. That's me zoomed out. So you can see my desk was a mess there for a second. So this is back in 2016. So the disclaimer, safety warning about the author, introduction, what the book is not about. So what the book is not about, it's not about telling you exactly what you need. It's all dependent on your situation and your abilities and your finances. Things you should be wary of on that end. Warning about not to let the book overwhelm you, because again, a lot of it may or may not apply to you. So she doesn't know what will apply to you specifically because everybody's different. Acquiring knowledge and skills is actually the same reason why I make a book every week as a review. Do most people read them or have watched those videos? No. But it's important that maybe eventually somebody will go, hey, look, I know where I could find resources and things that I've seen a video on, never pay attention. Let me go back and find it. Okay. Now there's a brief word on the organization, the 235 items you can't be without. Now 235 sounds like a lot, but when you go through the book, I guarantee you probably have 200 of those items already in your possession, whether you're a prepper or not. So yeah, it sounds like a lot, but it's not. Where you can follow on social media, don't be a stranger, location. So location. If you live in a beach resort area, like on the water or somewhere near there, the chance of you needing snow shovels and snow ice, snow melting ice, is going to be little to none. I mean, up north, you can have it if you're up by Orient Beach up in Maine, you can get snow there, but on average, if you're, say, like in North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, Georgia, southern Texas, things of that nature, you're probably not going to need any rock salt. But I digress on that end. They do talk to you here about how to track your finances a little bit, and they recommend using like a spreadsheet. I mean, that looks like an Excel to me, an Excel sheet as a generic picture. So she's not giving you a list of exactly how to do your inventory, but you should do an inventory first to see what you have and to see where you can get better, more prepared in certain areas as opposed to others. Like if you already have a lot of prep for, say, freeze-dried food, but you have almost nothing for water, what should you get? More water. Of course, a little bit of freeze-dried food, but more water. So they explain to you how to do an inventory, how you can choose to do your inventory. It's all up to you. How to keep track of things for expiration dates, first in, last out kind of thing. And the only reason I wouldn't recommend putting it on an Excel spreadsheet is because if you lose power, you lose the ability to get into your Excel systems. But there's plenty of other options. As an example, the way I keep track of mine is something like this. It's a 10-column columnar, however you pronounce it. It's a 10-column pad. Simple as that. Single page, front, green tinted, blah blah blah, pre-pinched holes. That's it. So you can put what you have, your dates, whatever, however you want to set yours up. That's how you keep track of yours. Or that's how I keep track of mine, I should say. So let's take a quick look at what's in here of things you choose. As they talk about, they tell you this is in no particular order. So without further ado, let's get started. Quality shelving, thread, which I've already discussed before, sewing needles, patterns for sewing, scissors, a tool to repair clothing. So we've got spare fabric, Velcro, zip ties, buttons, straight pins. So it's all pretty basic stuff. Magnets, multimeter, if you know how to use one for checking electrical systems, fuses. So there's a bunch of vehicular stuff in here. Distilled water, which you can use for batteries, you can use it for cleaning. You can put it in like dehumidifiers, if you have one still at this point. And there's a document in here listed, how to distill water using common household supplies at www.fema.gov/pdf/library/lowercase f and sign web.pdf. Again, this is back in 2016, so hopefully it'll still work. Regular liquid household chlorine bleach and why. There's more information on that in there. Soaps, portable shower enclosures, shampoos, rope, carabiners and climbing equipment, locks, strong metal chains, roof sealant brushes and trowels. So that's dependent on if you have a clay roof, I shouldn't say clay, tar roof, or some other way to fix that. Most of us aren't going to be getting up onto the roof unless it's an emergency. So there's that. They talk about canteens, holsters, and slings for guns, arrows, pepper spray, alcohol, diabetic supplies, contraceptives. So most of this people already have to some extent. Here we go for calorie-dense survival food bars, where you can get some like QuakeCare.com. I think I have something similar to that floating around in my storage here. Ham radios. Ham radios is problematic because you need to have a license to properly use them. Otherwise, you can go to jail for it. So, one primary reason for this is due to FCC regulations. These walkie-talkies are only legally allowed to transmit 500 milliwatts of power. Anything more than that you can get in trouble for. The license is pretty difficult to get, in my opinion, from trying it. Even with an open book, I struggled with it. So how to get more updates, there's a website, and any questions or comments, leave them at the email. So that is the Pocket Guide to Prepping Supplies. So yeah, it talks about a few things that I didn't realize, specifically like the FEMA stuff, but there are, most of it, 99% of it, you already have some form of stock on it, or you should. I mean, not everybody has an oxy-acetylene torch, not everybody has a welder. The roof fixing supplies, I don't think I have any. I'd have to look, or I could probably make something up for it. But other than that, it's a general consensus of what you should have, or could have. I shouldn't even say should, but otherwise the book is not bad. I get these at Tractor Supply, or you can get them at your local library, and I will have a link to them where you can find it on Amazon. Also with her book, Pocket Guide to Prepper Knots, the link for this book will be at the top corner. It'll say Prepper Knots, and that'll be a link to the book. Any questions or comments, leave them below in the comment section. I will answer them pretty quickly after. Of course, like and subscribe if you can. And hopefully there'll be more cool stuff like this coming out. More cool books coming out every Thursday. And regular reviews and DIYs all the other times. Thank you for watching. Have a glorious evening.